Hi, this is Dustine from Two Lucky Cats. Today I'm going to show you how to make some bejeweled Christmas ornaments. As you can see here, there's three different kinds. There's a star, a medallion, and this is a diamond shaped ornament. And there's two different versions. One I've used some mirrors in the center, and then the other ones I've used maybe a gem, or you can put some other decoration or just leave it plain. If you look at the patterns for this project, you'll see that there's a hole in the middle of each of the patterns. You only need to cut out this hole if you're going to use the mirrors with your ornaments. All you need to do is trace the hole in the middle of your pattern, and this is just a guide as to where you're going to glue the mirror, so you don't have to cut it out on the actual piece. There are also some little pieces here that you can use to decorate. As decorate elements here, you can put it like this way in every one of the peaks, or maybe just the larger peaks. Or you can use this piece here on your star. And you can trace this onto the pattern, or onto your star piece or your medallion piece as part of the decoration. The material that I use to create these is watercolor paper. And watercolor paper is pretty easy to find. I've seen it in drugstores, I've seen it in office supply stores, or in the craft store, and you probably don't have to go to an art supply store to get it. Now, what I did was there's like a smoother side and a rough side, and I traced all the patterns onto the smooth side. Once you've traced everything of all the ornaments you want, it's time to do the decorating. Now the next step is to decorate the ornaments, and like I said, you want to have two pieces for each ornament, a front and a back. The first thing you're going to do is the color, and this is for all you people who still love the color, and I know there's a bunch of you out there. So just, trace the ornament. Also, you can take, the decorative elements and trace around those, and color in the center. And I'm sure all of you know how to color better than I do, so I have confidence that you can do this. So just trace around it, and if you're going to leave the mirror on, or glue the mirror on, I would just kind of go around the center so you get a good idea of where you're going to put it. Alright, and then just color around the edges. And once you get that done, you get the whole thing colored the way you want it to. And you can decorate it any way you want. Once you get that done, then you just want to take your watercolor. And these are very inexpensive. I have a double-sided one here, but you can use the sets that only have one side. And they cost, the last time I looked, anywhere from maybe $1.50 to $3. So you don't have to, get the artist quality. And just paint over it with the watercolor. And it just gives it more of a bejeweled look. And I do, the crayons that I have here are like glitter crayons, but any type will do. So as you can see, you just, paint it. The reason that you want to not do this before you cut it out is it'll just help it dry flatter. You don't want your ornaments to be all curly at the edges. So anyway, that's all there is to it. Alright, let me just show you one way that you can decorate the medallion. And this is very easy to do. Just take a ruler and draw a line from one point here to, and then across this way. Now if you want, you can just maybe color this part. If you want to divide it into more sections, you can just draw another line, and maybe draw another line like this. And then if you want to, you can draw each of these a different color. If you want to do it like I did here, you can also draw lines from the smaller points, and then you can color them in. And the crayons act as a resist, so they should keep the watercolors in each one of these sections. So once you get everything decorated here on the sheet, and the reason you do it flat like this is because it'll help all the ornaments dry flat, and you don't want your ornaments to be all warped. So trace all the ornaments that you want, and then color them, do all your decorating with the crayons and the paint. And here I just trace around the edges and then trace each one of these lines, or whatever way you decorate it. Let the watercolor dry so the paper isn't wet. And then I would put it back in the tablet and maybe put a couple books on top to help make sure that it dries flat. After maybe an hour or two, then you can take all these pieces of ornaments out and cut them out. Now we're ready to cut the front and the back for each ornament out. And if you're anything like me, no matter how hard I try to trace, I can't get the two to be exactly the same. So what I do is just try to position it until you get the best fit. And then say if this was a point and this was the point that matches up the best with the rest of the points in the medallion, I just put a little dot here at the top so I can make sure I glue it that way. And for glue, I just used, you can use a glue stick, and especially I like this one because it's extra strength, and it's really easier to do, and you don't need to have something that's like a heavy-duty glue to get it glued together. So make sure you get glue all over the points, and then put it together. And of course, it's probably not going to fit exactly. So once I had it glued together, and make sure you rub on all the edges so everything is laying flat and glued together just right. But if you have some pieces that don't fit, then you can just trim it off so they look exactly the same. And then if you still have little pieces of white, you can just take the same color watercolor that you used and just go over the edges. And then you won't be able to tell that the pieces didn't exactly fit the first time. Alright, once you've done that and everything is, the glue is set, you want to take a little hole punch and punch a hole here in, you know, either at the top of the star or in one of the points of the medallion. And of course, if you're making this, you just do it there at the top. Once you've done that, now you can decorate. Let me just add that if you are making this, of course, with the tassel on it, you want to make the tassel about maybe 1.5 inches or 2 inches long. I'm not going to tell you how to make the tassel because we do have a short video that explains to you how to do it. This is just a little smaller than the one we made in the video. So you're just going to need a piece of cardboard that's maybe 1.5 by 2 inches or 2 inches by 2 inches to wrap the thread around. And then once you make it, you know, make sure you have a tail and you put that in between the two pieces here when you're gluing it together. So after you have all your ornaments glued together, now you can just decorate it. And here you have a lot of choices. I used, for example, in these, like I said, I put mirrors in the center on both sides. I used some jewels that I had to decorate it. If you have jewels, or you can go get jewels, you can also use things like glitter glue or puffy paint. There's just a lot of different options that you can use to decorate it with. For example, here in the middle of the medallion, I just put another type of jewel in the center. Then the last thing that you need to do before you can hang it, And you can either use these as ornaments for a tree, or you can use it for a decorate to decorate a package, a Christmas package that you're going to give to someone. The last thing you need to do is get some kind of decorative string or maybe a ribbon. Anything will go through the hole that you've made here in your ornament. So this, I've just used some hand-dyed string, and I put it through, and then I just made a knot here, and that'll work just fine. I hope you enjoyed making this Christmas ornaments with me today. I do try to design projects that use materials that are easy to find and relatively inexpensive. I like to give plenty of options, so if you just want to decorate them with crayons and watercolors that they'll look really beautiful, or if you want, you can go out and get the mirrors and get some of the jewels to decorate them with. I hope you come back and see us often, because we're always thinking of new ideas to share with you. So this is Dustine. Until next time, at Two Lucky Cats.